So, welcome everyone who made it today. Glad to see those in attendance. So, it's a bit of a consumer line update. We'll aim to have one of these each quarter alongside the ESET Roadshow tour we do up and down the country. I just want to introduce myself and the others with me today. So, I'm Maddie. I'm the consumer business executive. I do everything to do with consumer, so that includes support and presentations like these, anything to do with the consumer line. I've got Brad here today to help present a couple things as well as answer some Q&A that you might have. And he
Morning
is
all.
the ESET Enterprise and MSP Business Manager. And then Ashton Russell, who's running the webinar, who's our marketing manager as well. So
Morning, guys. How
that's
are you?
everyone with me. So we'll jump right into it. So we'll start off with just a quick little reminder regarding the renames. So Internet Security has become Home Security Essential, Smart Security Premium is Home Security Premium, and of course, as you can see in the boxes in the middle, the new addition to the lineup is ESET Home Security Ultimate. We'll also talk a little bit about ESET Home and some of the changes coming to that, some reminders on its usage, including expansion on some of the features. And speaking of features, we have quite a few ones to talk about today. Most excitingly, in my opinion, is the fact that VPN will soon be available for premium and a bit of an extra on the Ultimate Suite as well. So there has been updates to identity protection for the New Zealand market, which will give Ultimate users more ways to secure their private information, and a brand new feature entirely, which is a ransom remediation. It's most likely the coolest addition out of these changes, and as I touched on before, just some ESET Home discussion as well. So, most of you will be familiar with ESET Home as it's become a deeply integrated part of ESET's all-in-one protection due to the fact that a lot of security features regarding online and browsing safety are accessed and utilized through it. So it is mandatory for all tiers that have browser protection features, so the only excluded product for this is Nod32. So let's do a little bit of a rundown on what features are applicable to which tiers. Home Security Ultimate, being the Home lineup's highest tier offering, gets access to all of these features, including one that is exclusive to it, which is identity protection, as well as the fact that for the VPN, it doesn't matter if the subscription only allows 5 seats or 10, or whether the user has 5 seats or 10. All Ultimate users have the ability to distribute 10 VPNs to 10 devices of their choice, even if they want to share it with people who don't use ESET. And Home Security Premium previously only had the password manager as an additional feature, besides the anti-theft, but that's soon about to change as well. So ESET will be releasing the ability for all Home Security Premium users to access the VPN. This means that anyone who has 1 or up to 10 seats of premium will gain 3 shareable VPNs to put on the devices they choose. And I'm honestly quite excited about this, as in the past, Ultimate's minimum 5 device limit put it just slightly out of most people's capacity to purchase. So this will mean that along with LiveGuard and the password manager, anyone looking to upgrade their protection from Essential will now have another benefit, even if they only have one device. And of course, Essentials feature there would be the anti-theft that's accessible through ESET Home. So before we get into the rest of the feature changes, I do want to give a bit of a reminder here regarding the purpose and functionality of ESET Home for resellers. So setting up a home account for your customer does not mean they now do not have to contact you for renewals or to manage the subscription. So if they attempt to renew it through ESET Home, they will be met with the error that you see on the left and told to contact their original supplier instead. You can't set up or use your own ESET Home portal under your reseller email as a master portal. So we've had a few instances of resellers doing this, and buying pools of licenses with, and then starting to distribute or share it with different customers. So this will eventually cause a lot of problems as the system is not designed to be used in this way, and it can lock people out of the security features that they've spent money for or because you control the access to it. As well as the fact that ESET Home has a limit on how many licenses you can add to it, that will eventually be reached. So ESET Home uses your reseller portal's info, so that's the Chillisoft portal, uses that information to gauge where the verification emails need to be sent. So your supplier email is circumvented from this verification process. So if you ever run into the issue of not receiving verifications, make sure that the end user email in your reseller portal matches the ESET Home email created for the customer. And as a clarification, we don't send notices to the email you put in the end user box in your reseller portal. We have always by default sent it to your reseller email, regardless of what you put in the end user box, unless you have specified to us through the checkbox that you want them to receive it directly from us. And lastly, ESET Home is a purely functional portal for the customer, so there's no marketing material that will be sent through it, and it's only for the user to access their features and manage the devices using their subscription. So last time we had a webinar for the launch of Ultimate, identity protection was still a feature that was kind of anticipating release. And when it was released, it could only be, it only had a few monitoring fields. So it would monitor for first name, last name, home address, and up to 10 email accounts. So that has now expanded. So that includes financial monitoring, which means you can add credit cards and bank accounts. You can also now upload IDs and medical documents, as well as any social media accounts that can be monitored for leaks. So reminder that ESET scans the deep and dark web for these things, whether it has been breached, and does let you know if it has. But not just that. So what makes ESET's identity protection different is its approach. So most monitoring software is designed to alert you when a breach is found, and then it is up to you sort of as the victim to resolve it. ESET takes a proactive approach to this. So instead of just letting you know that something's been found, it does let you know what are your top risks, as well as giving you clear representation through an assessed risk score. This allows you to tidy up or secure anything that may be vulnerable before it is breached. If ESET finds something that has been leaked or breached, instead of just alerting you, you can go to the Action Plan tab at the top and get recommendations and steps to remediate based off the data that has been found. Another exciting feature coming to the Ultimate tier exclusively is ransomware remediation. It is manually set up after installing Home Security Ultimate, and I'll get Brad to chat a little bit about how it works and what it does.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, Maddie. So with this tool, it's actually standard in the business product range, and it's been out for about 7 or 8 months now. But basically what it does is when an unknown process modifies a file, it takes snapshots of that file. So it's effectively sort of real-time snapshotting, if you like. I know a question that we've had a couple of times is, will it chew up all of my disk space? No, it doesn't. It's just when something's being modified by an unknown process. So in the real world, what that means is that we're seeing, say, 5, 10, 15 files restored each time. And of course, they're just going to be small Word documents and PDFs and that sort of thing. So it's definitely not going to chew up all your disk space. The other interesting thing that it does, and sort of adding on to what ESET Ransomware Shield did, is that with Ransomware Shield, it's designed to see files being modified, extensions being changed, that sort of stuff, and stop behavior. But with this, it sort of ties in with Ransomware Shield technology. So after we stop the ransomware from running on the machine, then we automatically restore those files. And you'll see that in the video that we've got next. Now, this one is actually based on the business product range. So it might appear very slightly different for you when it gets launched in the home range in a couple of months' time. But effectively, it's the exact same technology. They're just bringing it into the Ultimate tier, as Maddie said before. So you can see there's a little screenshot where it says file successfully restored, and you'll see that in the video as well. And yeah, Maddie, if you can jump across the video now, please.
Sweet.
Cool. So you'll see there, we're just opening up a Word document just to show you basically that there's something in here sort of thing. And on the right, you can see there's a list there of about 15 or so files. Now, when we run the surprise.bat there on the left, you'll see the files, the first roughly about half actually get modified, but the other ones don't. And Maddie, I think, is that video paused?
Sorry, did you want me to pause it?
No, it just
Oh.
seems to stop. It
No,
kicked off.
it's just the person speaking is pausing as the thing is
right.
going. Sorry about that.
Cool, all good. But yes, as I was saying, yeah, about the first 5 or 6 of those files there get modified. And then after that, the ransomware shield kicks in and it restores those files. And you'll see there that we keep the restored ones as well as the original ones. And the reason for that is that allows it to be submitted to ESET. So yeah, ransomware behavior there, applications tried to modify those files. And then if you look there again on the right, it's automatically refreshed and we've got the restored ones there as well. And of course, normally with a ransomware thing, a message like this is really quite concerning, obviously. But in this instance, yeah, you can see there we've already restored those files and it tells you there the exact list of files as well. So to bring that up in a second. So you can see all those files there that's been restored. And I said not all of them because the ransomware shield detected behavior and stopped it. But now we're able to automatically restore those files as well. And if we open up that same one that we went to before, you'll see that data's back in there now as well. So yeah, nice and quick, completely automatic. I think that's actually really the cool part of it. And if you are a business customer, you'll be familiar with this portal as well. But here's how you would go and essentially manage and view this particular detection as well. So yeah, just a very quick run through there. As it's coming to Ultimate soon, we've seen a lot of support of it from our business customers out there. And I think it'll be really, really popular. And again, another way to sort of get your clients up to Ultimate. I think for a lot of consumers, when they see something like that, ransomware is sort of one of their biggest fears often out there, and even for small business as well. So I think definitely a great feature that's coming soon.
Sweet. Thank you so much, Brad. So I'll take over again and just chat a little bit about ESET's VPN. So as most of you will be aware, a VPN encrypts your browser traffic so that it's not visible to attackers or anyone really. You can access geo-restricted or geo-locked content, such as if you want to look at sports content from overseas or a Netflix catalog from America. Those are 2 examples of what you can use a VPN for. So you can also stay safe from unwanted tracking, especially in public Wi-Fi networks such as airports, hotels, or cafes. And as I touched on previously, this used to only be available for Home Security Ultimate users, but now anyone on the premium tier, or coming soon, from 1 to 10 seats gets access to 3 distributable VPNs. Another coming soon addition for Ultimate though is the ability to set up the VPN for your router. So this way you can set it so all the traffic from your home network is running through ESET's VPN. For example, if you're watching Netflix on a smart TV, instead of installing ESET VPN as a separate app on the TV, you can instantly connect your network to an American server through the VPN and now have access to the American Netflix catalog just like that. Just keep in mind this will only be available for routers with an OpenVPN or Wireshark protocols, but ESET's VPN is also compatible with almost any operating system, including Chrome OS. You can see there among the other ones. So if you still want to install it per device rather than routing the entire household network, network traffic through it, then you can absolutely do that as well. So this is an important notice for any of you who have macOS clients, as Cybersecurity Pro will be reaching end of life in October of this year. This means that if any of your clients are currently on macOS systems that are not macOS 11 or later, they will need to update to at least macOS 11 in order to keep running ESET. So they can still run it until October of this year, but it's definitely something that should be dealt with before the end of life date. So most users will have already been migrated to the new product, which is ESET Cybersecurity. This is now the only installable product for macOS systems to just simplify things. So any customer who is still on an ESET Cybersecurity Pro subscription will be automatically transferred over to an ESET Home Security Essential subscription upon renewal. So no action is required on your end for that as long as they have ESET Cybersecurity installed and are at least on macOS 11. If they have ESET Cybersecurity Pro installed, they will need to uninstall it and install ESET's Cybersecurity instead. But also just keep in mind that Home Security Essential is not the only subscription tier available for macOS users. So both the VPN and Password Manager is available for iPhones, iPads, macOS systems. So anyone upgrading to these tiers still get its benefits, even if they have a mainly Apple ecosystem in their household. And this also includes the identity protection features, which run through ESET Home in the browser, encryption of sensitive data and photos for premium, and browser cleanup through the browser privacy and security extension, which comes in both, obviously. So, does anyone have any questions at this time about any of the products in the lineup? And I'll just get Brad to let me know if there are any because I can't see the, the screen at
Sure.
the moment.
I'm watching. We've had a couple of comments, but no actual questions just yet. But I guess two things. I guess it means that the people that are on the call are obviously, fairly educated about the ESET ecosystem. And I know the good majority of you that have signed up, and I'm looking at the names of everyone online as well. I think that most of you do sell quite a lot of home product range as well. So hopefully it's understood there. And obviously, again, with that VPN, with some of the other features, this will give you the chance to upgrade some of your clients to premium or, of course, ultimate as well.
Cool. So if there aren't any, there might be some later on. You'll have the opportunity as well to ask questions on that. Don't worry. We'll get right into the next bit. So, threat report. We have some interesting threat statistics to share with you today that are all from ESET and includes only relevant New Zealand data, as well as a special case we personally had to address here that mostly targeted the home user sphere. So this won't be a surprise to anyone, but phishing is still New Zealand's largest threat, making up over 50% of total threats picked up in our country. And as a little reminder, Outlook have stopped updating their filtering system since 2016, which is now almost 10 years ago, just to give a sense of scale there. Having an additional layer to cover this, such as ESET, is vital to ensuring that people don't fall victim to this extremely common attack. Android also saw a major spike recently, and this has mainly been through adware. So, adware targets its users through mobile apps or games or just ads online. As you can see that most of the data on the right has .pua at the end, which is a potentially unwanted application. So adware is notoriously a difficult threat to resolve due to the fact that it can lay dormant for years at a time. Some people install a little game and play it for ages, and then suddenly they have an adware problem, but during that time they've installed 5 different games, so they're not sure which one it is. So tracking down the app responsible can be an elimination game, but it's not always games. It can be anything. I've seen some through QR code scanners, or some home users had monitoring apps and things like that that weren't actually doing anything, but they believed that it were. So it could be a list. It could be anything, and that's what makes it so difficult to track down. ESET will log the threats in the ESET mobile security app, though it can't always uninstall it without your permission. And generally, these malicious apps are granted high access privileges by the end user without even realizing. So you can see that there was a huge spike near the end of April, and then it tapered down a little bit. So it was definitely something that that was commonly seen in the support. So some of you would have definitely seen this in your shops as well. So Microsoft's Patch Tuesday also reported a massive spike of vulnerabilities, including 8 zero-day exploits. So for many of your clients who may be postponing updates, or even if you yourself are hitting later on these notifications, it's important to see specifically why it is needed. So 8 zero-day vulnerabilities is quite a shock. And as a reminder, ESET has the LiveGuard system available in the premium and ultimate tiers. This is specifically designed to prevent zero-day attacks from even reaching your system before it has a chance to do damage. So as it sends off anything that ESET has not seen before to a sandbox environment for analysis, which can take as little as 30 seconds to a minute, before it allows you to download or install or run the program or files on your computer. This can be a good thing to mention to clients who may be more vulnerable to these kinds of threats due to not updating the systems or anything like that. So this was a really interesting case that we personally picked up here in our support, which is the targeting through users in meta advertisements like on Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger. So Meta has extremely weak ad policies, which means anyone from anywhere can run and purchase these ads with minimal checks for legitimacy. So this screenshot was of an actual case that we dealt with here, where an old lady rang up and said that her computer had been attacked with a virus. We could hear the messaging blast through the speakers in the background, but once we got the computer back to its default state, we started a remote session and went digging for what was causing this. So the last place she remembered being on before the attack was Facebook, and she wanted to read a news article. As you can see on the screen, a beloved New Zealand superstar confirmed dead via villa fire. Very sad, very tragic. And this was the article in question. So as soon as she clicked on it, this message full screened on her computer. So it started threatening her through the computer speakers. She had no idea that it was a tab because it was full screen, so she couldn't close out of it. It was telling her to not shut down the computer or her files would be destroyed, and to call the number that she sees on screen to fix it, which is pretending to be Microsoft support. So this threat initially got past ESET's detection as they were using temporary domains on the trusted Azure domain. And we sent files of the site script so ESET can detect and block this kind of behavior. So thankfully the number was cut off and didn't work, so no one fell victim to the scam, as social engineering scams only really begin once the victim calls. They then kind of abuse the victim's trust and use their fear to gain remote access in order to fix the problem, and then demand a really high price or payment for doing so, or there's other reasons that they want to get into the computer. So in this case, it was quite good that the number was cut off because there's an 0800 number. But yeah, these things can be they can be really misleading, and because it is on social media sites, a lot of people think that the ads there must be filtered or there's a verification process. It can be a lot easier to do a redirect scam like this than people may think. So keeping your clients informed of all the dangers online and updates and vulnerabilities, or trying to educate them to prevent the success of an attack like the one I just mentioned, can be quite difficult and time consuming. So we're launching an initiative under the ESET brand called the ESET Cybersafe Kiwis Club. So this will be a no marketing, no product pitching initiative mainly ran by me, focused on educating ESET users specifically for New Zealand on how to be more cyber savvy overall. So we will host monthly webinars along with newsletters of the latest topics in the cyber world, threat reports like the one I just gave you, and steps to take to keep themselves safer online, or what to do when they're faced with specific attacks. So this will open up a line of trusted communication between users and us, including you as resellers, to help them feel more secure. We want to extend this initiative along to you as resellers, to your clients as an opt in service to help keep your clients informed at no cost or effort to you. So, this is a pretty exciting announcement. Its aim is to be proactive through three key qualities, which is to inform, educate, and therefore protect. You're also welcome as resellers to attend these webinars, of course, and we'll leave the QR codes up there for a little while just so you can check it out. So the one on the left is for showing the web page, showing all the upcoming webinars and their topics and dates. And the second one is for the first webinar that will be running this week, actually. So I'll just stay on here for a little bit.
Cool. And we've also just pasted in the links there as well. So instead of scanning the QR codes, if you go to webinar chat, you'll see the links there as well. So you can click on those and get access to it.
Just keep in mind for anyone in attendance, the slideshow will be sent out to you, so you will have this, all this information. So another thing that I want to mention is we're also looking for constructive feedback on the ESET Home transition. So this is to help pass on valuable input from you as resellers and information to ESET. This is mainly on how the system can be improved and made more streamlined from a reseller's perspective, or if there was a separate system created, how it could be optimized in your view to make it better for managing your customers. So, after this presentation, you will be sent a questionnaire that we ask if you can please take the time to fill out, as we'd also like your input on the launch of our CyberSafe Kiwis project and whether you'd like to opt in for this initiative as well. And I'll just stay on the screen for a little bit to also let you know that we can issue you NFRs. The NFRs are limited to Home Security Essential. If you ever wanted to either play around with the product or a bit, or if you'd like to run it in your own on your own devices at home, we definitely have the capability to send you an NFR for that. You just got to let us know. And we'll also now be taking any questions or comments if anyone has them. And again, I'll get Brad to let me know if there are any because I can't see the screen.
Cool. I'm just monitoring there. And one little thing just with that home account, we'll go into this a little bit in the future as well. But the sort of the typical feedback we've had from resellers about the home account is that it's an extra step for them when they're setting up a license. That is absolutely true. But of course, as Maddie demonstrated, things like the anti-theft and so on, they can't work if you don't have a console, right? If your laptop gets stolen that ESET's on, how can you use anti-theft with it? So it needs to be somewhere in a console. So that's sort of the backstory there, and what we've seen, and I know some of you would have heard me mention this as well in emails to you. Now that we've got this account set up, we're seeing a lot more people are using those extra features. So I forget the exact sense that ESET listed as sort of their stats on this, but basically since the home account, a lot more people are using those extra features. And also here, we're seeing a lot more people are upgrading to the higher tiers. And obviously, I think that's going to continue with the VPN too. And we've also seen times where people have said, oh, I couldn't be bothered to protect my Android phone, or I couldn't be bothered to protect the Mac or whatever. But now you're getting all these extra features. It's like, hey, great, we will install it on the Mac as well. So we've seen our seat count go up, as well as the tier of licensing. So for the resellers on the call, obviously that means you're making more money off the product, but also it gives you the chance to sell your users, say, half an hour of support or an hour of support to turn these features on and get them up and running. So that's definitely the positive side effects we've seen of that home account. And again, it's the only way you can use things like anti-theft, the VPN, and all that sort of stuff there that you can see those boxes for on that chart at the bottom.
Yeah, I also want to mention that if any of you are interested in getting a bit of a tour of the home account how it works or anything like that, I'd be absolutely happy to personally do a one-on-one session with you or your team in order to, show it how it works and what's easiest way to get it installed. We also have a reseller installer for those of you who just go in person, install the product, set it up, and then leave it with the client. So that's definitely available, and I will send that out to you guys along with this presentation to keep in mind.
Cool. And I did just see a question there come in from one of our resellers, who I know I'll be seeing in Napier next week, just around the password manager coming to business. The answer to that is no. The issue that we have, and this actually, funnily enough, comes back to that home account in a way as well, is that with the business products, with everything centrally managed, it would theoretically give you visibility over someone's passwords. Now, of course, in the real world, probably not a concern in New Zealand. But that's definitely something that ESET is sort of a bit worried about. So again, that's one of the reasons why the home account is designed for the user to log in and to do things like the password manager as well. So yeah, not coming to business, 100% confident on that. We do though, as Chillisoft hat on now, not ESET hat on, at Chillisoft we do have other products that can help there. So yeah, I can flick you off an email there and we can chat a little bit further about that. And if anybody else also would like to have a bit more chat about a business password manager, then yeah, reach out to us after the event.
Sweet. Cool. If there's no more questions, also keep in mind, again, just going to let you know about the questionnaire that will be sent out to you. If you didn't think of anything in the moment but had a chance to ruminate on it and have some comments or feedback, you will get the opportunity to do that in the questionnaire as well. So please, if you can take the time to fill it out, we will definitely appreciate that. And it gives you a chance for your voice to be heard and for that to be escalated if need be as well. So
Cool. And we did just have one more question come in, and that's talking about user training services out there. So, things like fake phishing emails and so on. Conveniently, yes, we are just launching one literally as we speak. So we made mention at the start that this is sort of a home-focused webinar, if you like, the consumer product range. At the moment, we're doing an 11 location roadshow around the country. So we're just in Dunedin and Invercargill next week, and tomorrow I'm off to Nelson and Blenheim. But with that, yeah, we're sort of launching that security awareness part of the ESET stack. So it's two separate things. One of them, of course, is yes, you send out fake phishing emails to people with the hope that they click on it and then get the training, or that they can identify it and not click in the first place. But also with ESET, we're doing a full range of other sort of training as well. So there's about 5 or 6 different courses you can enroll the users for, and that will run them through things like, that ads that we were just talking about before. If you spot an ad like that on Facebook, what do you do, sort of thing, and a whole bunch of other different social engineering and that sort of stuff as well. So that's all going to be part of it. It is a mature product that's been available in the States for about 3 years now, but they're just localizing it now. So we'll have templates for NZTA and Lotto and all of those common ones as well when we launch. And that's very close. We're just waiting for the last little bit of paperwork to come through for us to get it up and running for you. But if you do want to do a trial of that at the moment, reach out to us. We can do a 30-day license for you with 5 seats. It'll also be applicable to home as well. So even though it probably is a bit more business focused, I think, you'd be able to enroll individual home users to it as well, send them out the training course for them to run through and so on. So yeah, pretty cool feature, and definitely people like the fact that, yeah, it's not just the emails, but it's all of that training as well. So yeah, hopefully that answered that for you there. And yeah, I can send you through some material on that as well. Or again, if you're in one of those remaining cities that we haven't done yet, you can definitely come along and we'll run through the whole stack there. See, another question there, point of contact for follow up on a trial. Basically, it's me and Maddie. If it's home, then Maddie. If it's business, then it's me. And that was asked by the same question that asked about the training. So I'm guessing that's you're going to be me for that one. But I've noted down your name there. I'll send you off an email shortly and give you some of the material that we've got at the moment for it. And then yeah, we can set up a trial after that.
Sweet. Right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for attending. As mentioned, I'll be aiming to run one of these at least one every quarter for resellers specifically. There will be the CyberSafe Kiwis webinar that will be ran on Thursday. It'll be a similar sort of time frame, aiming for around 30 to 35 minutes. Purely educational focus, no product pitching in it. So you are again welcome to attend that as well if you're just curious to check out what it will be like, and whether you'd like to offer that sort of thing to your clients directly to help keep them informed and educated as well. Thank you so much.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. And we'll stay here for another sort of 5 minutes or so, just in case anything else pops in as well. Rightio, I think that looks like about all. Hopefully some of you that are on the call will be coming along to that next webinar that we're doing, sort of an introduction to that service as well. And I know some people might want to jump along to that first one just themselves, and then after that, once they sort of understand the tone of it, then of course invite their customers along for it as well. So yeah, looking forward to seeing you in a couple of days' time. And I think, yeah, for the moment, no further questions.
Sweet.
We'll end this call.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you so much again, everyone. Have a good rest of your Monday.
Rightio, see ya. Bye.